Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Sunday, my pronouns are they them, and welcome to another video. Today I'm doing a sketchbook tour of the Moleskine sketchbook that took me 5 years to finish. I started this sketchbook in 2019 and I finished actually this year in January 2024. And I'm going to start off with the cover. I have these stickers. This first one is my sticker, it says Black Queer Magic, and I have them available in my shop at sundayandbloom.com. And then this one says Company's Okay, Solitude is Bliss. And it's by the artist Day Bryant, but Day spelled D-A-I-I. I thought that was really neat. And I picked this up at an art market in Atlanta called Community Art Market. And this was one of the artists that was visiting there. And this one says, I'm a pretty princess with this kind of scary monster. And it's by, I think, Ben Burton, I want to say. So when we open up my sketchbook, the first thing here is a sticky note. This is what I use to keep track of my stickers. I'm not really one to keep stickers on my sketchbook, but I put this one on first because my sketchbook had gotten really horribly scratched and I didn't like looking at it. And then once I put this one on, I decided that it needed friends. So that's how I ended up with this. When I first started my sketchbook, I was using a different name. So this is my name now, and my social media handle, and a little heart because I am the way that I am. So one thing that kind of irks me about Moleskine, but I also kind of enjoy, is that I don't have like the anxiety of the first page, because Moleskine kind of just makes it so like you can't really draw on the first page. You can, but it's kind of hard because these two pages don't really lay flat, and it's kind of hard to even like rip the binding. So instead of doing that and compromising the integrity of the sketchbook, I just decide that I'm not gonna. So yeah, here you go. So I started the sketchbook in 2019, and some of these I'm really not sure what was going on, but I'm just going to do my best to talk you all through it. I've really been into portraiture and like figure drawing and the body since I was like a freshman or a sophomore in college, and that's always been something I've been really interested in capturing in my work. And this was a sketch that turned into kind of a painting, but it was a very quick painting, and I remember gifting it to my friend, and now it lives in Trinidad. And you know, obviously an eye, because as artists we draw lots and lots of eyes. You'll see a lot of these sticky notes in my sketchbook. Lots of them are notes that I have left to myself about either what I was working on in my sketchbook or how I was feeling that day. And it's been really helpful and insightful, especially like with some of these spreads that I've done, you know, 2, 3, or even 4 years ago, to see like what I was feeling and how my process has kind of changed and my thoughts have changed as well, you know? This was a sticker. I did this design in 2019 and I sketched it out on copy paper and just pasted it in. I remember these two references specifically from Pinterest. I remember the butterfly on the woman's face. It kind of just changed the hair because I didn't like the hair. And I really liked the pose that the subject was in, but I changed the face to look a little bit different. And this was me just trying to use up some gouache that was on my palette. You see a lot of these colors are really muted, and that's just because I have been doing a lot of mixing. I got a cute little dragonfly, and I have some potted plants. I have the start of a painting in this sketchbook that was of potted plants, and I think this is one of the attempts that I was doing, but I think I ended up finishing it in another sketchbook. Have another copy paper drawing. You'll see a lot of this colored pencil, specifically either color erase colored pencils or just regular Prismacolor colored pencils, and then I go on top of it using either a 0.3 or 0.5 millimeter mechanical pencil. And that's really just something that I have learned over time that I really like to do when I'm sketching. Another thing you'll see in the sketchbook is a lot of eggs. I draw a lot of eggs because I think they're funny, so you'll see a lot of these. Some more sketches. This is copy paper, and I think I was just doodling around on this day. I really wanted to draw, but I didn't have my sketchbook, so I was just drawing on copy paper on colored pencil. And you can kind of see with some of the ones that I like or thought were a little more successful. I started going over in graphite, but I didn't like how much the graphite was smearing, so I just decided to not. Get some more sketches here. I actually don't remember doing this painting, but I do remember cutting it out and pasting it in here because I didn't really want to throw it away, but I needed it to have a place to live. I think that's something similar that happened with this one. I think I started it in gouache and I wasn't really happy with how it was coming out, so I did like a little gouache doodle over it. I have like some sea life sketches. I remember like around this time I wanted to do some sort of like mermaid, sea life, some sort of like mermaid, ocean princess. And I remember her too. I thought she was absolutely adorable. I do hate that there's like some smudging and bleeding. I'm not really sure where that's from, but you know, it's a sketchbook. It's supposed to be messy. This is another drawing on copy paper that I pasted into my sketchbook, and I believe that these were some attempts at Tiny-tober that I don't think made it into the final edition of Tiny-tober. I got that Rubik's Cube that I mentioned, got several drawings of milk for some reason. I think that's kind of funny. I think that I was doing this in 2020, either 2020 or 2021. I was really working on building up my illustration portfolio. This was supposed to be about like the excitement of finding out what your parent packed for you for lunch. And I don't think I ever finished this one, but I do know that these two characters, this one here on the left and this little girl with a teddy bear, are the same. More sketches. Again, I really love the body. So this one is actually really funny. I think in 2019, I really wanted to start a business where I did like vending machines, but I think I was a lot more excited about doing the like illustrating the icons and whatnot. So I have a lot of sketches of things like candy bars and potato chips, and I think this is even supposed to be a logo. I have a gumball machine. I think this started off as a vending machine because I see vending machine written a couple of times here. And then I actually started to do the painting of the gumball machine, but I was using the wrong side of the watercolor paper and I was just not having a good time while I was painting it, so I just decided to not finish it. This is a list of Tiny-tober things. I also have this egg that I drew down here, and I probably mentioned it earlier in the video, but I really do love drawing eggs. I think that they are so funny, and I really love them because it seems like no matter how much the drawing itself doesn't look like the reference, it's always going to look like a fried egg. And for me, it's just a really great way for me to kind of warm up my drawing muscles and get myself in the space for mark making. And I'm not actually sure how many eggs are in this sketchbook, but I know I draw eggs a lot, so if I don't already have it on the screen, I'm gonna put like an egg counter somewhere. And some potted plants. I wasn't really happy with the way that it was coming out, so I just decided to not finish it, but I wanted it to live somewhere. More of the body. I think that this was supposed to be like a little doodle of that ocean princess that I was talking about earlier. I am not really sure what I was thinking, not in like a bad way, but you know, this is, I guess, that brought to life. So this is actually a Tiny-tober painting that made it into the official Tiny-tober of 2019, I want to say, but it got wet somehow and I didn't really want to try to repaint it, so I just decided to leave it in my sketchbook. I have another one of milk that I think was also supposed to be of Tiny-tober, but again, I wasn't liking the way that it was coming out, and that's okay. So I was gifted these alcohol-based markers. I had some Prismacolor markers and some chart pack markers and then a few Winsor & Newton. They were gifted to me by a fashion illustrator in Atlanta who just didn't really have a use for them anymore. I did the swatches of these just to see what was available to me, and I kind of do hate that they bled through onto this page. If I hadn't known that that was going to happen, I wouldn't have done that, but that's okay. I do remember making this note though that the chart pack markers specifically were very loud, like they had a very strong smell. I remember that this was supposed to be like a tiny oil painting because I have a lot of wood panels and small canvas panels that I wanted to use up at this time, but I don't think I actually ever did the painting. And again, this is kind of just like, it's kind of just gouache doodles to use up the paint that I already had. The faces are old, like 2022, and then the drawings of the foods are newer, like 2023. I really just kind of love the way that it came out, and just I really love the way that all of the different elements play together. I was doing a lot of illustrations of food, specifically like misshapen foods, and that's kind of how I got here. I really love it. One of my favorite spreads in the book. This is copy paper and colored pencil, and I actually think this drawing and these drawings all were probably done around the same time. I remember in 2020 specifically, I was really interested in doing color portraits specifically of subjects with like dark and deep skin tones. And I found it really helpful to figure out ways to integrate color into my portraiture, kind of like using yellows and pinks and blues, but still having the paintings look very realistic. And I'm not sure why I never filled up all of this blank space, but that's okay. I have some toast. I'm not sure what was on the toast. I got some fries, what is this called? This is an ice cream cone. Oh, another egg. These were from those markers that I was gifted, and I like the way that it came out, but I think after this point I had decided that markers weren't for me, and that's okay. And then I remember this one as well, like a little flowy dress. Kind of got another little flowy dress action going on here. I think this was one that I took where the reference was myself, and I was trying to like play with the size and scale of the person. So it's like, is this a really small person holding this flower, or is this a regular sized person and this is a really big flower? I don't remember if I pointed out this egg, but if I didn't, this is another egg for the egg counter. I got some cuties kissing, a little frog on a tulip. This bad witch drawing that I think I wanted to do for like a Halloween illustration in 2020 or 2021, but I wasn't really liking how it was coming out. I just remember feeling really stiff when I did this, but I do really like the ghost earrings, and you'll see that I kind of tried it here and here with this character. I do think this is something that I would like to try again in the future. I'm not really sure though, but we'll see. You know, again with the body, and especially like the tummy. I love the tummy. I think it's so sweet and so soft. Got some eyes because as artists, you know, we draw lots and lots of eyes. And I think this is like a chili dog. These are swatches of all of my colored pencils. I don't have a colored pencil set, but these are just colored pencils that I have collected over the years. I have my Faber-Castell, my General Kimberly watercolor pencils, some colorist pencils, a couple of very thins, but I don't actually like the very thin colored pencils. I find them too hard for me. And I think all of these are Premier colored pencils. And then I also remember the same day to kind of fill up the space. I did this little drawing of the bathroom, and I would really love to do more environmental drawings and drawings of rooms and be able to put my characters in them. It's another weak point that I have identified in my work that I would like to get better at. I think she's supposed to kind of be dancing. You can kind of see with like the swaying movements of her dress. And I think that this was a Croquis Cafe doodle, and this was a person from Pexels. I really do kind of like the way that I filled the page with these kind of somewhat controlled scribbles. That is something that I would like to see myself continue doing going forward. I just really like the way that it fills the page and kind of how it's able to separate the different elements that I've drawn, but also kind of tie them in together. Some more cuties here. I remember drawing this and I was like, yeah, I just want this to be really quick because I thought the couple was really cute, but I ended up spending like at least a half hour on this one, and I just really love it. I think it's so sweet and it's so soft. Got another egg for the egg counter, and you know, some more cuties and love. Some more sketching. A lot of this I'm not sure how visible it's going to be. These are really light. They're done in colorist colored pencil. I remember doing this one. I think I did this around the same time that I did this illustration. But I have this one here, and I really love the way that the faces are interacting, and I would love to see like a more fully realized piece with these subjects. And I think that this is actually supposed to be me, and I just think that this little doodle of myself is cute. Got my hair and my little circle glasses and my septum piercing. And this was a person that I also saw at the market, and I just thought she was so cool. She had this really cool hot pink fluffy hair and all these cool facial piercings, and her outfit was great. Got some more cuties in love. I love the way this one came out, and I kind of love like the addition of the plants and the sunflowers in the back. We got another egg. I remember this was a Croquis Cafe sketch, and I really didn't like the way that it had come out, so I decided to kind of just go into salvage mode, even though it doesn't really look like it. But this is like purple metallic gel pen, and I kind of had this idea for the subject to be in this pose, but like in a lavender field. So this might be something that I explore in the future, but I also kind of really love how you can feel the texture of the gel pen when you rub your fingers across the page. More sketching. So this drawing was for a painting, and I remember taking this reference of myself sitting on a stool and turning it into like a tree trunk with like the butterflies, and it was supposed to be in a forest. It was a callback to a drawing that I'd done several years ago, but I don't know where it is now. But I remember really liking it and kind of wanting to explore that again. And then this is another Croquis Cafe doodle, again with the body. I really love bodies, and I love like soft tummies. They make me really happy to draw and capture. So I know there's a lot going on this page, and this was kind of like the early inception of a project that I have called Queer Valentines. I started it in 2020, and I just wanted to send Valentines to all of my friends, and then I decided to expand it. So I created a Google form and sent Valentines to queer people of color all across the US via snail mail. And it was a really fun time to see like names of friends, names of followers, and seeing people sign up for Valentines for other people as well. So there were also plenty of names that I didn't recognize. So that was a fun time. And these are some of like the earliest sketches for that. I really love these little hearts with the colored pencil and kind of just how rough they look, and paired with the pen. I think that's really cute. So this year, 2024, will be my 4th year doing Queer Valentines. I have done it every year except for 2021. I still sent Valentines to friends, but I didn't do like a publicized event. And I didn't do it that year. It was my first year of grad school, and I was just swamped with work. But I'm really excited to bring it back this year again. Got some more sketches. I really love the way that this one came out, you know, again with the Coloris colored pencil with the graphite on top. And I know that this was a Croquis Cafe sketch. I really wanted to kind of try incorporating like a landscape into the background, like having a fully realized like sketch, but then like also doing like a sort of illustration of like a landscape. And it kind of didn't go the way that I planned, but that's okay. Another Pexels doodle, another drawing of the body because I love the body. I really love this sketch. I remember when I did it, I actually opened up my sketchbook on the wrong side, so that's why it's upside down. But I did this in colored pencil and then just rendered the face, and I just think that it came out really cute. I got a little frog with a hat and just some more like mark making and doodles and whatnot. This was a sketch that I started at one point, I think in like 2021, and then I came back over it last year in 2023 to kind of refine it a little bit more with like the vines and whatnot. And the vines are supposed to be like a metaphor for things that are kind of holding you back or holding you in place. I think this is a praying mantis. Very cute. Another one of my favorite spreads. I kind of just like all of the things that are going on. I remember this was a selfie that I took after I woke up from a nap, and I just looked really rough, and I thought it was funny. I really do love this drawing that I did of myself. I feel like I captured the mood and my own expression really well. I think I did this one first, which is why this one looks a little bit better, because I was fully warmed up by the time I got to this one. I remember this doodle also, it is a reference that I found on Pinterest that I didn't finish, but I'm pretty sure that I saved it. I really liked that the subject was eating a lollipop. I thought it was really cute. And I do have it saved because I really liked the expression on the subject's face, and it's something that I would like to try to capture in the future. So this here is my favorite drawing in my sketchbook. It is of my honey while they were sleeping, and they just look really sweet and really peaceful, and I'm just really happy that I was able to capture this moment. Got some more sketches. All of these are the pink Prismacolor colored pencil in rose, and then I went over it with the mechanical pencil. Again, one of my favorite ways to draw. I got some more drawings of misshapen fruit that I think I actually did around the same time as the graphite drawings that were earlier in the video. I really love the way this apple came out. Like, I love all the texture that I was able to get with the colored pencils, and kind of just like how all the different colors played together. I believe this is a kiwi, another apple. I have a watermelon, an eggplant, like an heirloom tomato, this funny carrot, and I really just liked all the different colors that I was able to get because I actually only have one orange colored pencil, and I'm not really sure what this is. This might be a cucumber, but don't hold me on that. I have all these really cute little drawings of frogs. I think frogs are so fun to draw, kind of in the way that I think eggs are fun to draw too. This one is my favorite one. It is a little frog perched on top of a berry, and he has a little heart coming out like he's just very happy, and I just think that's really sweet. And I also really love this one on top of the mushroom. I just had a really fun time doing all of these sketches, and this is actually a cat that was in a knitted frog hat, and that's kind of why it's here. And then this is my dog Chi-Chi. She would have been 16 this year, and this is also on her birthday, so that's why she's in a little party hat from the picture that I took. And this is an axolotl. I think axolotls are also fun and funny to look at. These were some sketches for a character design. I really liked the idea of doing a character with these little afro puffs and little like beads in her hair, and I had a really fun time doing this. Another frog and a little flower, another little frog, another little frog. This is a little kid feeding ducks. I thought that was really sweet. And I also have this drawing of a little snail. And I made a note, there's like a little speck here, it's really hard to tell, but it's a ladybug on the snail. I had some more sketches here. I think all of these were from Pexels. This was from a photograph that I had seen of a couple on Instagram, and I thought it was really sweet. And I thought that I'd saved it, but I couldn't find it, so I kind of had to just draw from my imagination, which I guess is always a good thing. This one is a picture from Pexels as well. I did this one first and then drew it again, and I really just like the way both of them came out. Like, you can definitely tell this one is a little bit more refined and that I really took my time with it, especially in like the with the arm muscles and the shadows, and kind of just like how much more controlled the sketching is versus this one. But I do like both of them. So I got some flowers here, some more eyes, another eye. This is actually from these here. So sometime over the summer I was experimenting with ways to do and share my art, and I found these little glass pendants, and I did like little tiny paintings and put them over into the pendants. And I thought those were really fun, and so this was kind of just me experimenting with the things that I could do before I actually went in with paint. So I got like a mushroom, a 4-leaf clover, a strawberry, another egg, so that's another one for the egg counter, a blueberry. This eye was actually an eye that I painted for the glass pendants, and this was just a larger version because I liked the small one, but I wasn't really happy with the way that it came out, so I just decided to leave it in here because I still did like it and I learned a lot. Got another egg and another egg. So that's 2 more. So with this page, I had an idea to do a spread about Howl's Moving Castle with just some of the like objects from the movie. So we got like Howl's hand in fire, the bread, when they were doing laundry, the broom. So those were just some of the ideas that I had, and so I just did them really loosely. and I kind of just wanted to see what my approach would be to drawing them before I committed to doing them on like a full spread in graphite. I also really love this sketch here with the subject and the do-rag. I just think it looks really sweet. And I love the way like the purple and the green work together. I just think it's really nice. This was sometime, I think, at the end of last year, like late November, early December. And these were all sketches that I did in colored pencil, just like regular Prismacolor colored pencil, and then did the graphite on top. I really love the way that this braid came out, but this one is my favorite sketch overall. I just really like the way that the yellow colored pencil and the graphite play together, and I just think that this is a really successful portrait study. I love everything about it. And then if you've seen Spirited Away, you'll know where this is from. I really like all of the texture with the colored pencil that I got. Green isn't a color that I use a lot in my work, and it's definitely something that I want to challenge myself to use more of this year. And I guess this was the start, but we'll see how that goes. I also do this little baby. Got more cuties in love, just some more sketching. I remember doing the sketch and I had a really just fun time drawing it. I had a screenshot that I'd saved several years ago of like this particular pose and like the woman in the dress and kind of the way her arms were posed in her face, and I just thought it was so beautiful, and I never really felt confident enough to try to draw it up until last year, I think in December. And I had an idea for how I wanted the sketch to look, and what I really love about this specifically is that I was able to execute it exactly the way that I wanted to. This is a photograph from the photographer Shuglet. I just really, again, I really love the body. I really love all of like the shadows and the shapes of the body, and I just think it's really nice to look at. And this is from a reference photo from Pexels, and I really liked it because I liked the earrings specifically. I'm not really fond of the pose of the face because she was looking down, and I definitely think I struggled to capture that, but that's okay. This spread was definitely a struggle. I did not want to draw this day, but I kind of just felt compelled to because I am working on like maintaining a sketchbook habit, even though I definitely struggle most days. I was just really loose and kind of just like drew the first couple of things that were on my page when I opened Pinterest. The one that I remember the most was this photograph of Georgia Smith at an awards show, and she was in this really gorgeous green outfit, and I really wanted to capture that. You see, I kind of tried drawing the face, but you can kind of tell I was having an off day, so I just didn't pursue it, which is okay, you know? We're really getting close to the end. I think there's only a couple more pages. I remember this day was also really fun. Oh, we got an egg and another egg too. This page was really fun. I just casually grabbed some pencils from my colored pencil stash and just like went with the flow. We have the egg obviously, and the lunchbox, the mushroom, and this is a terrarium. I kind of struggled with the color placement, and like I like the execution, but I don't really like the color choices that I chose for the different elements of the terrarium. This page was the next day after this one. I wasn't really in a drawing mood either, but I'm still happy that I did some drawing. Again with the egg, you know, I love drawing eggs. I think they're so fun. I got this little Cheez-It, an applesauce pouch that was on my desk, some tulips, a little strawberry. I really love these little berry buddies and kind of the faces that they're making. I really love this doodle so much. I think it's so precious. I would definitely love to like do a little bit more of a fleshed out version of this, but I definitely want to keep it like very cute and silly and whimsical, you know? And this is the last spread of my sketchbook. I actually did a video on this spread and I talked about like goals and intentions for the new year. I had a really fun time doing this page. You see I did 3 eggs to warm up all the way, so that's 3 more eggs for the egg counter. I love this jellyfish and kind of how it extends across the page. I would have loved to have done it a little bit more turned, so that way it would have been able to go more across the page. Got a little orange here. I really liked the color scheme that I ended up picking for this page, and I kind of ended up going with something a little bit more similar for this one as well, and I really just like the way that it came out. This is a drawing from a reference that I found on Pinterest, but I had a really hard time with it because the reference photo was actually really blurry, so I had a hard time capturing the subject, but I kind of just went with the flow. and I think that it's cute. It came out okay. Got this little cherry pie doodle, and then these last two are of me. I really struggled with this right eye, but I really love the way that the sketch came out, and I think if I'd done the eye a little bit better, it would have been a really great capture of self. But I think this one is really great, and I was really happy to have this be the last thing that I drew in my sketchbook. I just think that it's so cute, and I feel like I really captured the expression that I made in the picture, and I really love it. These are those last two pages with Moleskine. They don't really lay flat, so I just decided not to draw on them, but I still consider my sketchbook finished. And yeah, that's it for the video. Again, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!